Going into this moment, when you're thinking about things you can do, recognize that the war, and I mean that is going to happen for the next several months, is for legitimacy, is for the idea that we are the Americans, and those people who are ripping children away from their parents are not. They are not representing our values. So it's just kind of a different lens to look at protesting. But it also means that the protesting that goes on in the streets should look a certain way. But you don't have to just protest in the streets at certain times. You need to be anywhere where the discussion of American values, and by that I mean book banning and school boards and education and art and science. There's all kinds of programs to stand up for science this summer. You need to be in those places. And you also need to be on social media saying to people what it is that's happening that is personally affecting you. The cuts to cancer research, for example, the cuts to the Weather Service, the cuts to science, the many different ways in, here's another one that somebody brought up to me today. The people who are deployed and the families of the people who are deployed don't want to be in this position. That's not why they signed up for the military. That's not why they have taken the hits that they have in their lives. They don't want to be political pawns. They're there to defend the United States of America. The degree to which we can speak up about that will help to convince people who are not that involved right now to get involved, because we need their voices. We need at least 3.5% of the American population, and we need continually to demonstrate that those people in power, those vicious people in power who are also showing their incompetence, are not the people that we want to have carry this country forward. So I hope that gives you a little bit of calmness anyway. It's scary. I'm not going to deny it's scary. We're all exhausted. Things just keep coming. It's really important to recognize the difference between what Trump is trying to project and what's real. And the reality is what's going to get us out of this, because it will enable us to puncture that false image. And again, you can see this all over social media. There's all kinds of bots and trolls working nonstop overtime to try and convince us that the protesters in LA are violent. And this is very much a psychological operation. We need to push back with that same kind of fervor. I hope that's enough for today. I'm going to go back to writing and, keep the faith, because it's going to be a hell of a ride. But we have no choice but to move forward. And I'm ever so proud to be doing this with you all.